Hey, guys, it's John. I am just testing this feature of YouTube. I'm testing the live stream feature to see how it looks, to see how the video looks, to see if anybody answers, to see if anybody's paying attention. And I'm just checking. Hey, guys. Skylar, Kyle, Valerie. It's Karis. Karis, is that how you pronounce it? Carrie? Tell me phonetically how to pronounce that, Carrie. Hey, Matthew. Hey, Dominique. Hey, Deb. Karis, how do I pronounce your name? Karis? Hey, Nate. Hey, Dominique. Thanks for the feedback. I appreciate that. How's the audio sound? Guys, audio good, audio bad, audio excellent. How's it looking? Comment on the page for, sounds great. All right, how about the picture? 5 out of 5. Thanks, Deb. How's the picture? Is it cheesy? Is it high quality? Low quality? Bad lighting? Good lighting? What do you guys think? Picture's good? All is well? I'm off center. How's that? How's that, Skylar? Is that better? Need more color. How do I add color to my picture? Spicy spag. How do I add color? I'm curious. Does anybody have a question? I don't expect anyone sitting around having questions for me, but since you guys were kind enough to reach out, is there anything you need to know that I can tell you? IVR Pinto de Silva Pinto is listening from Brazil. Domine says, I often think it might be better if you held these interviews with a nature background or out in nature. It's a great idea, Domine. I don't know how we get good lighting and sound, but maybe we'll get better lighting and sound if we do that. Get a different color or lose it altogether. Karis, I do want to come to Wales. Valerie wants to know what the meaning of life is. Meaning of life. Find joy. Develop meaningful connections with other people. How's that? Does that work? Where to send a check? Ruth. Where to send a check? That's great. Kelleran says to love or be loved. I've just never used this. I've never used this feature of live streaming on YouTube before, so I just wanted to see. I look tired. Do I look tired, everyone? What do I have to do to not look tired? I don't want to look tired. I don't want people to think I look tired either. That's awful. Follow my bliss. Yes. Kurt, follow your bliss. Oh, Ruth, you're serious? Okay. Here is, let's see, storiesfoundation.org. contact us. All right, Ruth. I just pasted in the P.O. box where you can send a donation. That's not why I did this call, but since Ruth is asking, that's how to do it. Maybe I'm sunburned. That's possible. David says, big thanks for all you do. If the pandemic clears up, do you know if Anthony is still planning on coming out? I forgot who that is, David. Anthony Magnabosco. Is that the guy who does street epistemology? Sounds like that's who you're talking about. Kellerin asks if I'm planning on doing live streams in the future. I want to start a YouTube channel. I know I already have one, but I want to start doing YouTube videos. And I'm just trying to figure out video and audio to do YouTube channels. And it's just, I'm so awful at lighting and sound. It's almost awful. It's terrible. Melissa wants to know how bad the pandemic will affect activity rates. I don't know. Probably some, but probably just a little bit. I'm curious what you guys think. Fiction books. Brian asks if I enjoy fiction books. Yes, I love Jonathan Steinbeck. East of Eden. That's my recommendation. Lots of good fiction books. But I've been reading a lot of nonfiction lately. If I turn on Super Chat, I'll drop you a big $2. How do I turn on Super Chat? How do I turn on Super Chat? Somebody's saying if I turn on Super Chat. I don't know how to do that. Somebody's saying turn on Super Chat and they'll donate. I don't know how to do that. Joe's saying they have a YouTuber setup at Best Buy or Amazon. Is that for like a camera and a microphone? I have cameras and microphones and lighting. I just don't know how to use them. Future Z Bright wants to know if any poachers or headhunters are trying to take me away from Mormon Stories. No poachers or headhunters, but I'm also not making myself very available. I'm kind of private and busy. So I don't know that people even think of me that way. Stan writes, sending love, John. You've been so pivotal in my life. I'll never be able to thank you enough. Thanks, Stan. I appreciate that. Kellerin, tell me how to turn on Super Chat so you can send me $2. I don't care about the money, but that's fun to learn about that feature. I think activity rates will be affected 2%. Melissa, I think 2% of the active membership in the U.S. will not return because of COVID. And I'm making that number up completely. Post-Mormons love it when people predict the demise of the church. And the truth is religion is super resilient as witnessed by the Catholic Church that has had a global pedophilia scandal and remains a juggernaut in the religion biz. So religion, Mormonism ain't going anywhere in my view. But its growth is slowing. I think within 20 years it will start to decline. But right now, birth rate in the U.S. is keeping Mormonism slightly growing, less than 1%, but still growing. That's more than any of you ever wanted to know. Mormon Stories has done well during the pandemic. It's just rolled on. No negative impact. I've been cranking out some cool interviews, whether it's Shannon Caldwell Montes or, recently Dr. Robert Ritner. We've had some really great interviews. Kara says, I loved your interview with the non-Mormon John. I'm a non-Mormon listener, started listening after being approached by missionaries. Karis, that's so cool that you freaking live in Wales and you listen to Mormon Stories. and you've never been Mormon. It's kind of weird, but it's also cool. So I hope to meet in Wales someday soon. James, thanks for the kind words. Heidi wants to know if Quitmormon is still helping people remove their names from the church membership. Yes, I think so. Okay, Leston says, I found these instructions for Super Chat. Select your live stream click on live control room click on open Super Chat in a new window to see your Super Chat module. I have no idea what any of that means. Select your live stream click on live control room click. I have no idea what that means. I may have to turn it on before I start. I'm thinking. I'm wondering if the audio is too. Is the audio too low? Hello, Doubtful Thomas. FW is joining us from Australia. Mr. Unlucky says the interviews with Lemon and Ritner are probably the final nails for me. Hey, I'm sorry about that, or I'm happy for you, whichever you prefer. We have 71 people joining us, and I'm not doing it. Audio is good. Okay. A little bit too low. I wonder if I turned up. I wonder how I turn up my audio. I don't know how to turn up my audio. It looks a little low. Let me see. Testing the audio. Does this turn up the audio at all? Okay, so I'm messing with the gain, and I've just turned up the audio. Did that affect the audio? Sound is perfect. I also have a nevermo fan here in Amsterdam. I'm an ex-Christian scientist. Hey, Leston Buell, I've never interviewed a Christian scientist. So email me at mormonstories@gmail.com. And if you want to be interviewed, because I'd love to learn about your faith. We've interviewed Scientologists and Jehovah's Witnesses and Orthodox Jews, but never Christian scientists. So email me if you want to be ex-Mormon famous. mormonstories@gmail.com. Thanks, Kellerin, for the feedback. Valerie writes, I'm a nevermo, but find the faith in these videos fascinating. I'm going through my own faith crisis. Valerie, what church are you in or struggling with your faith in? I'd love to hear that. Thanks, Leston. 72 people have joined us. That's interesting. Okay, so I don't know what else to say. Audio's off. Now it is. Now the audio is all the way up. And I'm just checking this stuff out. It says to insert an ad. I just inserted an ad. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to try it just for fun. We'll see if that does anything. Participants. All right. You guys are really patient. I'm not offering you anything really good right now. You just saw an ad? That's interesting. Sir David the Baird or New Caribou? Can I do a show and take live calls? Gimpy, I would love to do that. I don't know how to do that. How do you take live calls? What software do you use to take live calls? I don't think just classic YouTube allows you to do that, but that would be super fun. Kellerin says, we just love to hear your voice. Thanks, Kellerin. My ad brought up Bill and Ted. So everyone's saying give thumbs up. All right, everyone, click the thumbs up button right now. I want to see how many thumbs up we can get just for fun. So I can use Skype or Streamlabs. Jonathan Streeter does it. I'm not sure what he uses. Yeah, I did talk to Jimmy Snow about doing live calls, and he uses the super expensive software. But I may talk to him about it. All right, I'm going to message Streeter right now and ask him what he uses. Let's see, Streeter. Jonathan, what hardware, software setup do you use to take live calls on YouTube? Okay, I just asked Streeter. And hopefully he'll respond. Thanks for the suggestion. I've been meaning to do that for a while, and I haven't. I'm also on Facebook. Oh, look at that, 43 thumbs up. That's kind of fun. Thanks, everyone, for doing the thumbs up. That helped. I apologize that this is a meaningless video, but I'm just testing stuff out. I think it would be really fun to take live calls. Zachary says I should do more videos on BYU honor code abuses, especially how they make people homeless. All right, here's my question. Sean McCraney. Yeah, I can check with Sean as well. Here's my question. Historically, okay, you guys all ready? Are you guys all ready for a question? There are 100 of you online. Thanks, James. James says, I spent my life in meaningless meetings. This is certainly less than meaningless. Thanks, Heidi. Okay, so here's my question for everyone. I, John Dehlin, notice that I have like over 1,300 hours of Mormon Stories Podcast long form interviews. And it's obvious, it's clear. I'm confident that Mormon Stories is helping a lot of people. So that's not really in question. But I often realize that what we don't have right now are short YouTube videos. Let's just say 10-minute videos that discuss important topics. Like, let's say LGBT Mormonism, race and Mormonism, Book of Abraham and Mormonism, sexual abuse in Mormonism, the church and its $120 billion, investment portfolio. Little short videos, polygamy, right? Book of Abraham, Kinderhook plates, Book of Mormon historicity. Little short videos made by a YouTuber that can be shared. The truth is, what I'm always thinking about is how to reach more people. And no matter how many podcast episodes or long form YouTube videos that I release, there's just going to be people that are never going to, listen to a podcast on this stuff or watch a big long interview, but they would possibly watch a little short 10-minute video and then share it. And so I just see that as a huge need, and nobody's doing it. There is Exmo Lex, and she's awesome. There are a couple other YouTubers right now, but none of them are doing what I'm talking about, which is like, again, every week, a 10-minute video exploring, maybe having some PowerPoint images to show different things. And we could even incorporate clips from Mormon Stories interviews. But I just wonder whether we could sort of like help increase awareness within Mormonism, help it reach a tipping point by the creation of these types of short videos. So that's my question. Now I'm going to look at the comments. Okay, and I'm just going to read what people say. So Arnold says, just to show on the mound builder myth, fake history in the hunt for the lost white race. Okay. Thanks, Arnold. Got it. Thomas, tell me how. Thomas says I should use Discord. How would using Discord help Mormon Stories? I understand Discord just being a place where people can chat. How would Discord move the needle? Tell me, because I don't understand. Heidi says, yes, please. If any of you are listening who like the idea of doing YouTube videos or like that I'm doing this live stream, click the thumbs up button. I want to see that number, see if we can get that number to increase. We now have 120 people joining us, which is kind of crazy because I'm really not doing anything. So Zachary asks brother Jake style. So brother Jake is phenomenally talented. Number one, he's not doing videos anymore, but number two, his videos are highly scripted and in a humor sort of form and really fast paced. They're not personal where a human like this right now, talking head, is sharing and even showing images and just talking about it in an engaging, direct way. I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying that's not what Brother Jake has done. So that's why I'm talking about something different. Bonnie says, yes, I would love that. Heidi says, I love where you're going with this. Doubtful Thomas says, honestly, little videos would be better. Don't always have time to sit through a 3-hour interview. Oh, Doubtful Thomas with the body slam saying Mormon Stories interviews are too long. They are for some. I get a lot of people telling me don't make them short. But don't shorten them. And then I have a lot of other people saying I'll never listen to a 3 or a 6 or a 12-hour interview. So Doubtful Thomas likes it. Kellerin, you say +1 for Discord. Somebody explain to me how Discord would be used to move the needle. So Vicky sent me a message on Facebook Messenger of a couple ways to enable Super Chat and take donations on YouTube. Thank you, Vicky. I'll check that out. Let's see. Sue says the interview with Dr. Ritner has been awesome. Looking forward to the rest of the interview. Noah says, where can I find a playlist of interviews that deal specifically with Mormon truth claims? All right. So if I go to mormonstories.org and I click on podcast, there are a bunch of categories, and there's literally an option called truth claims. Let's see. Truth claims. Okay. So, all right. So I just pasted that in the link for you, Noah. Check out the link I just sent and tell me if it looks good. Do what Joe Rogan does, have clips of interviews. Emily, will you send me an example or two of a Joe Rogan, or any of you? Will you send me a link of examples of Joe Rogan's clips of interviews? I would love to see that. Blanca says audio is excelente. Classy mom, 100% helping people. I like when you chop them into 4-hour segments, but short is good for spreading the news and information for people who want or maybe just need to hear. Short videos would be great, says Heidi. Kara says, send your message again, Kellerin. Gimpy says, mine the gold nuggets from your existing videos. You can even focus on topic concept and use different sound bites from different videos. Also work on good video title. Gimpy, tell me what you mean by good video title. I don't know what you mean. Let's see. Lots of comments coming. Let's see. Okay. So John says, I like future Z-Bright's suggestion above and would help as well. So what did future Z-Bright say? I offer to rewatch episodes and make notes on clips to excerpt. Future Z-Bright, yes. If you would help me pick out clips, time codes to know what I should excerpt. And if any of you listeners are willing to do that, will you message me on Facebook? because if I could have my army of listeners send me excerpts of their favorite clips for Mormon stories, I could easily produce them into short videos, share them on YouTube, share them on Facebook, and share them wherever. So that would be phenomenal. So yes, thank you for suggesting that. And how do I keep my spot? So James asks, am I thinking of cutting my previous videos down or shooting new stuff? I was thinking of shooting new stuff. So, but I think both. I think cutting existing videos and even my massive backlog of videos into chopped segments would be awesome. So just really cool interviews, segments of interviews. But I think also creating just little, like I have a desire to write more and to share my perspective more. And so creating new videos would be fun for me. It would force me to write a little bit more and that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking. So Gimpy, yes, thank you for suggestions on mining the gold nuggets. Dominique says personal testimonies always seem to draw people. Let me know what you think, what you mean by that. Let's see. Heidi says, been wanting more short episodes to share. None of my family will even attempt to listen to the long podcast, even though I love them. Yeah, Heidi, that's exactly what I'm thinking. So, so that would be phenomenal, I think, to make short videos. But Tat says, don't ever stop your longer interviews. Okay, I won't, Tat. Thank you. So Future Z-Bright, thank you for your offer. Cameron wants shorter videos. FW wants to know if there's any ex-Mormons in Perth, Western Australia. I don't know, but Simon Southerton is the guy to help you figure that out. Or you can go to mormonspectrum.org, click on the map and see if there's any support groups for ex-Mormons in Perth or Western Australia, FW. We'd love to help you. Robert says he's on part 6 of Mormon Stories 1326. I don't even know what episode that is, but congratulations, Robert. I hope you're enjoying. A-Wall says you can make those short videos and have them up as Facebook and Instagram stories, YouTube even. Yes, A-Walls, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Let's see. James Bully says this is what you do for a living. James, I'm assuming you mean making short videos. Please message me on Facebook or mormonstories@gmail.com. You saying you'd be happy to talk to me more. I'd love to learn more about what you recommend. It seems like as I'm trying to read these things, the screen keeps scrolling. Lumi Love says that's a great idea. She likes the things you missed in Sunday school memes. Yeah, those are amazing. Let's see. Roger Moffat says, I love your detailed videos. I enjoy them, but the internet generation does like shorter videos. That's the idea. Should we do shorter videos? Highlight videos is Stephen Bolt's suggestion. I like that. Todd is saying splice up existing content and make snippets. Yes, Todd, that's what I'm thinking about. I just need help with time codes. I don't have time to sit and watch these videos and pull out the good stuff. So I'd rather have listeners do that. Yes, Lumi Love says that she shared Brother Jake videos with family members and they did not appreciate the snark. And I think that's a thing. And I think Brother Jake is brilliant, but I think some people do view those videos as a little bit snarky, and I wouldn't be snarky probably in mine. Let's see. Have I heard from John Ghee after him being eviscerated by Robert Ritner? No, weirdly, John Ghee hasn't reached out to me. Maybe he will. No, we've actually emailed him. RFM and I have emailed John Ghee and asked John Ghee to appear on Mormon Stories with Robert Ritner, and oddly, he hasn't said yes yet. But we'll wait. We're waiting, and we'll see what happens. But thank you, John L., for that question. Kurt says it's hard to cover any meaningful topic in 10 minutes. That may be true, Kurt, but I want to try because I think it might be possible. I think it might be possible to do Kinderhook plates in 10 minutes. I think it might be possible to do polyandry in 10 minutes. I think I could do Book of Abraham in 10 minutes. It wouldn't be comprehensive, but it would be enough to get someone interested. And that's the challenge. But Kurt, I appreciate the challenge. A. Wallace says, Mormon Stories merch. If anybody out there wants to help me do Mormon Stories merch, that'd be amazing. I don't know how to do merch. I don't have time to do merch. If any of you are designers and want to help me do merch, I'm all ears. So thanks, A. Walls. Zachary says, don't shorten them. Don't shorten existing ones, but short videos sounds great. Melissa likes the long interviews. Robert says he's done over 6 hours today alone, so obviously the interviews aren't too short for Robert. Ruth likes the length. Tat wants the longer stuff. So Kelleran wants to talk about restore honor. I don't know what that is, but if anybody wants to reach out to me and message me, please do. When I say move the needle, what's the goal? Zachary asks a great question. When I say move the needle, what's the goal? So here's the goal. I want every Mormon possible to learn the truth about the church's history and its problems and the ways that it hurts people. Not because I want to take people out of Mormonism. That's actually not my goal. But there are a lot of people that are in the church because they believe it's true and because they either joined the church or stayed in the church because they were sold a certain narrative. They were sold that it's the one true church, that it's got God's unique authority, that it's led by a prophet who speaks with God, that the scriptures are historical and that they're actual translations. And I think it's wrong if people are giving their lives to the church and their money and their time and their reputation to the church if the church isn't what they think it is. So everybody deserves to know what the church really is, what Joseph Smith really was, what the scriptures really are, what the leaders really are today, and then make it informed decisions like informed consent. And then secondly, people who, and so as long as everybody has informed consent, that's good. And then finally, there are people that are going to leave the church, that are leaving the church. And when there's an awareness of the reasons why people leave the church and an empathy for that, people who stay in the church are more empathetic to those who leave. Whereas if, the people who stay don't know the issues, then when they have family members leave, they're like, you're bad, you're evil, you're broken, you're stupid, you're faithless, you're weak, you just wanted to sin. And that's a problem. So I want to educate Mormons about their religion. And I also want to educate people who are interested in Mormonism about Mormonism, because missionaries don't give you the full scoop when you join. And so I want to fix that. I want to make sure that anyone who joins Mormonism knows exactly what they're joining before they join. So I think that's, again, informed consent. So that's what I mean, Zachary, by moving the needle. I don't mean taking people out of the church who want to stay in it. I mean giving people full informed consent so that they can engage with everything they need to know to engage ethically. That's it. Okay. Aaron loves the long interviews. Thank you, Aaron. Classy Mom loves the long interviews. Thanks, Classy Mom. Let's see. Oh, wow. It just jumped. So I was just kind of fast forwarding and then it jumped. Okay. So Elisa wants to know what my short form content would look like. So that's a good suggestion, Elisa. Maybe I'll find a way to do a prototype or a mock-up and then share with you. Let's see. Saucy Flash likes the long videos. Arnold Oliphant says, a year ago, true history was the dominant YouTube theme. The church is spending considerable effort in the last year to gain the upper hand with lots of biased content. Great to keep up the effort. Thanks, Arnold. Getting David Bokovoy back on, says John L. I love that idea. You can never have too much David Bokovoy. Somebody record that clip and share it with David Bokovoy, but it's true. Kara says YouTube will reach a wider, younger audience. I think that's true. Doubtful Thomas wants to cut things up. Let's see. Shawnee Poo Tube says, do the Joe Rogan thing. Please send me examples of what Joe Rogan does to cut things up. I really want to see examples of that. Future Z Bright, I'm glad you're able to watch the long interviews. A Wall says, I can't have short interviews with people like Dr. Ritner or Anthony Miller, so keep them long. I will keep them long, but I also want to do short, maybe, if I get enough support for it. Dominique listens no matter how long they are. That's great to know. A good video title is important to get people doing searches. That is great advice. So thank you, Zachary. Discord is great for helping build cohesive community, like a common area. So, Keller, and I need to understand how Discord would be used in Mormon Stories context. We have a Facebook group right now. So tell me how Discord would be any different from a Facebook group. James, thanks for messaging me on Facebook. I look forward to reaching out. James, I'm curious to know if you're in Salt Lake or nearby. That would be handy. Message me on Facebook and let me know. John L says more Dan Vogel on short videos. I like that. Dan Vogel has his own YouTube channel, by the way. It's fantastic. Alejandro says 1080p looking good. Is this 1080p? Is there a way for you guys to confirm if it's 1080p? I got some camera and some Camera Link 4K card that lets me plug the camera into a USB thing that then lets me use a nicer camera on my computer, and I have no idea the quality. So if you guys can confirm if it's 1080p, that'd be awesome. Noah likes the Joe Rogan clips idea. John says he'll do it. Kara says YouTube will reach a wider audience. Tanner says he likes the Joe Rogan clip idea. 3 to 15-minute videos. I love that. Joe Rogan's podcast pretty much blew up due to his clips. Okay, that's compelling. I need volunteers to help me cut out clips. So listen, if any of you right now, oh my gosh, this would be so useful. If any of you will go back into your favorite Mormon Stories episodes, re-listen, fast forward to the parts you like, and message me your favorite clip with a proposed title and description and the time code of the start and stop on YouTube, I will freaking use your clip. And maybe I'll even send you a thank you. So that would be rad. I love that idea. So please do that. Please email it to me at mormonstories@gmail.com or message me. Melissa likes these ideas. Gary has a clip of RFM laughing. RFM is a gift, a heavenly gift. Lumi Love wants to know if I'm going to use strong appeal to emotions on my videos. No. Maybe I'll use it. Maybe I will. I mean, I tend to be emotional when I speak, but I also like to use logic and truth. So hopefully it's mostly truth with some emotion added in. Heidi, I've been waiting for shorter clips. So Heidi likes the idea. Thomas says, take notes on the live episodes. That's a great idea. Yeah, Thomas, if you can help with the time codes, that'd be great. Andy says, do I see a need for faith transition coaches right now? Huge need, Andy. I do a little bit of coaching. I don't really market it. I don't advertise. I'm fine never doing it. But when someone needs help, I want to help them. My wife, Margie, does coaching at beautyinthenow.org. She does coaching, faith transition coaching, Natasha Alford Parker. So many thoughtful coaches and therapists out there, but there's so much need. Natasha has like a 2-month waiting period. I heard Jennifer Finlayson 5 has like a 6-month waiting period. There's so much need. So yes. Yeah, Gimpy's talking about the interview where a wife had some wine, loosened up, and had a Harry met Sally moment. Yes, that's the Scott Purvis. That's the Purvis family interview, Purves. Gimpy, if you want to go find that and send me the time codes, I would super thank you. I think it's Joanne Purvis. I think that's her name. It's been a little bit too long since I've seen the Scott and Joanne. I think Joanne. Forgive me, Scott and Joanne or Joanna. But yeah, send me your favorite clips. Let's see. Robert Wells. Was listening to the excommunication of Sam Pinson. Yeah, that's an epic one. Okay, Susan likes a short video idea. Daisy B. Kelleran says to work with Jeremy and break the CES letter into bite-sized chunks for video. That's what I'm talking about. CES letter for my wife, Mormon Think. Even the Mormon Stories has its own truth claim stuff. There are all sorts of different options, and I'm not sure what the right one is, but yes. Todd says keep the long form interviews. He listens to me in RFM on my runs. James agrees that things can be covered short. Russell Brand posts, Future Z-Bright says Russell Brand posts shorter vids. I want to see that. Please send me examples. Future Z-Bright at Mormon at my Facebook page. That'd be great. Mormon Bites is Robert Wells' suggestion. Aaron says TED Talk style. No, I'm thinking of YouTube. So I've given a TED Talk that's up on stage, pacing back and forth. I'm talking about classic YouTube, headshot, nice audio, decent video, and then like images either in the background or like cutting in and out of images. That's what I'm talking about. Mitchell, you're asking what is my main purpose with Mormon Stories Podcast? I've already answered that. It's to promote truth and awareness about the truth about Mormonism so that people can make informed decisions in or out of the church. Let's see. Sometimes I lose my spot. Roger Eastman, I love you, John. Your programming is top notch and you're an amazing class act. I've learned and consequently effectively shared. Can't wait to meet you someday. Thanks, Roger Eastman. Hope to meet you. Heidi wants to work with me on a documentary series for Amazon, Hulu, or HBO. Heidi, are you a filmmaker? If you are, reach out to me. Tanner wants long interviews, and then clips. Kelleran wants a historically accurate series on the origins of Mormonism. I think that's a great idea. I just need collaborators to make that happen. Rockwell, shout out for the 1 to 2 minute I'm an ex-Mormon videos. That's great. I don't have time to do that. Dominique doesn't like the church excommunicates people. Jay Williams likes Robert Ritner, the Egyptian guy, as he calls him. That's great. James, thanks for reaching out to me. Jay says he hopes Robert Ritner finds a kidney donor. I totally agree. Let's see. Jalda Hobbs says I should go on the Joe Rogan show. All of you right now, email Joe Rogan and tell him he needs to have me on. I would love to be on Joe Rogan. I don't know how he picks, but if any of you can help me get on the Joe Rogan show, that'd be great. AdRax says I should react to the church's videos. That'd be fun. AdRax, if somebody could tell me, message me the software, go to Facebook Messenger or email me at mormonstories@gmail.com. What's the software I use to easily do reaction videos? Software or hardware? Because I just don't know, like, how do I do that easily where I can stop and start and pause and highlight and draw if I need to, and then talk and then go back? What's the software I use to do reaction videos on YouTube? I would love that. So thanks for the suggestion, AdRax. I'll work on that. Zachary says I should hire Kwaku. Kwaku doesn't like me. So that's a great idea. It's probably not going to happen. Chandler, thanks for the feedback on long interviews. Karis is saying Alex Winters or Sean Coombs were her favorites. Karis, if you want to go back and excerpt your favorite parts of the Alex Winters or the Sean Coombs interviews, I'll share them. Short spots with Ritner would be amazing and totally doable. James, I love that idea. I need clips. Let's see. Tat, thank you for the positive, kind words. Let's see. Elisa says, OMG, my comment got read. Yes, Elisa, I read your comment because you're awesome. Robert says his video is showing in 720p. I don't know how to fix that. Kelleran says Discord, you can have multiple text and chat channels broken up by topic, and you can assign permission to each one. So, for example, you can have multiple community chats based on topic, and then it cuts off. So, Kelleran, I don't know what happened to the rest of your comment. Potentially even some limited access channels where people can post research on a certain. So Kelleran, somebody explain to me why Discord would be better than like Facebook groups. Because right now, Mormon Stories Podcast has a super large Facebook group and people can chat back and forth there all the time. So someone tell me how Discord's different from Facebook groups. So April Petley says Joe Rogan has 2 YouTube channels. One is the Joe Rogan Experience, and the other is Joe Rogan Experience Clips. See, that's weird to have 2 channels. Why does he have 2 channels? I would think you wouldn't want to split your viewership up into 2. You'd want to consolidate your channels into 1. So I need to look, April, I need to look at the Joe Rogan 2 channels. If you want to message me on Facebook, April, I'd love to chat more with you about that. Friend me, whatever. That would be great. Let's see. I'm just reading more. Lizzie says 720p, but it looks good. Robert says he manually changed it to 1080p, and that's how he got it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I need someone to cut up into clips. Jordan says Dan Vogel and John Hamer episodes were the best videos for his wife. Jordan, if you and your wife want to go and grab some money quotes from the Dan Vogel or John Hamer episodes, or if any of you do, and then you want to Facebook message me the in and the outtake with the proposed title and description, I will start releasing these videos. One of my big questions is, do I release them on the Mormon Stories YouTube channel main feed, or do I start a whole new channel? I've got 20,000 subscribers now. It doesn't seem like I want to split those up. So let me know. If you haven't thumbed up this video, will you thumb up it really quick? I want to see how many thumbs up we can get. And I really appreciate it. So please give me some thumbs up, because I'm just playing with this stuff. And I want to see if we can get over 100 or maybe over 200. That'd be awesome. So yeah, send me intakes and outtakes. Let's see. Yeah, Arnold, another vote for the shorter interviews, referencing the long interview. Arnold, how would you, if you're creating short interviews from the long interview, how do you reference the long interview and the short interview taken from the long interview? Will you answer that for me or message me on Facebook? That'd be great. A Walls says, should we start a faith transition peer support group? Yeah. A Walls, if you have ideas about how to do that, I just don't want any abuse or sketchy behavior to take place. So there needs to be kind of ethical norms or standards or ways to shut things down if they get out of hand, code of conduct, and I don't have time to manage any of that. So, let's see. Jordan wants me to run for president. I actually was a political science major, Jordan. I don't know if you know that. I worked on Capitol Hill and I wanted to be a politician, but I got disillusioned. But I'd be willing to run for president if there's interest. Let's see. Susan's saying short videos on research into how religion, LDS Church is changing, adapting. Okay, Susan, thanks for that. Heidi says I should use TikTok to draw people into my channel with teasers. I like that idea, Heidi. Thank you for that. I need a social media manager. If any of you want to work for me and you can give me a really compelling resume and or pitch, I would hire you because I do have a little bit of money to hire somebody. So please reach out. If you think I can't pay you a lot, but anyway. Kelleran says Streamlabs OBS is the software you want for reaction videos. Streamlabs OBS. Streamlabs OBS. Okay, I'll check that out. Let me just look for that. Streamlabs OBS. And it's free. Okay, I'm downloading it now. And we'll see if it works. So thank you, Susan. No. Who is it that gave me that idea? Oh, Kelleran. Thank you so much for that idea, Kelleran, for Streamlabs. I'll check it out. Lizzie says I use DaVinci Resolve 16 to edit videos. I use Adobe Premiere. I don't know if that's okay or not, but that's what I do. Hey, we're over 120 thumbs up. That's fun. Thanks for thumbing up this, everybody. Thomas says a Amazon or Netflix documentary. There is a really great one in the works on Mark Hofman. That's coming out hopefully in the next year, but it's going to be amazing. But Thomas, thanks for emailing Joe Rogan. Any of you want to email Joe Rogan and recommend me as a guest? I appreciate it. It'll probably make him want to interview me less. Jay learned about me through the Mormon temple near him. So Jay, I'm assuming you've never been Mormon. Let me know. Kelleran says the primary advantage of Discord over Facebook is that it's easier to keep topical conversations organized and helps broaden the community. How does it help broaden the community over Facebook, Kelleran? I just want to know. Help me know. Let's see. Kara says lots of YouTubers have different channels for different audiences. Formal videos versus daily life vlogs. That's interesting. Okay, I'll look into whether I want to separate it out or not. This has been useful. I'm actually going to go and open up a window right now on YouTube, and I'm going to type in Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. And there's the Joe Rogan. Okay, there's Powerful GRE, which is the Joe Rogan Experience. And then there's GRE Clips. Okay. And let's see. Powerful GRE, Joe Rogan Experience, has 9.21 million subscribers. The Joe Rogan Experience. And GRE Clips has 5 million subscribers. Wow. So that's really interesting. And let me just see I'll sort by most popular. His top video for the clips, Joe Rogan, has 21 million views. That's how serious is the coronavirus. And his top video for the Joe Rogan experience in terms of most popular is 36 million. So he's getting more views off of his long form than his short form. Oh, that's Elon Musk when he smoked weed during the interview. But also I'm guessing the longer form has been around longer. I don't know. Anyway, that's interesting. That's useful. Thanks everyone for that. Okay, let me go back to where we were. Every time I leave, it scrolls the comments and I have to go back and find where I was. Okay. Oh, okay. So Kelleran saying an advantage of Discord over Facebook is privacy. I'm curious how many people use Discord. But if people use it, I'll do it. John Westerman says, John, I so respect your honesty for all of hard work and time you make relevant and thought-provoking. I'm a former member, but I was a kid. Does that still count? Yes. Thanks, John. I really appreciate that. Andy says Ted has TED Shorts. I like that idea. Andy is on the TEDx BYU board, and one of our talks just got featured on TED Shorts. Andy, get me on BYU TEDx. I'm a Mormon. I went to BYU. Get me on BYU TEDx. I could give a really cool presentation. I could even give a presentation on how BYU should change. I'm sure they'd be down with that. That'd be awesome. Andy, message me, Facebook. Let's become buddies. Leston says, check out a good Discord that I can check out to see how it works. Yeah, find me a good, relevant Discord. Message me on Facebook Messenger and let me know. Or email me at mormonstories@gmail.com. I need to up my social media game. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's saying, Lizzie is saying that if I do YouTube shorts, I can reference the long interview in the YouTube description. I'm just curious if it would be bad for me to have long form videos and short form videos in the same channel, or if that would be bad or confusing or good if I just had different playlists. I don't know. Tell me, you YouTubers, how that might work or not. Ekpenok says long interviews with highlight vids of about 10 to 15 minutes would help with the algorithm optimization. So Ekpenok, do you mean in the same channel or in different channels? I need to know. Please let me know. Elisa's for a transitional support group. Yeah, more votes. Thanks, H-Buddy C, for more Joe Rogan votes. Austin says, I lost my marriage over leaving the church. Any advice on getting back into dating? There is a singles group on Facebook, a Mormon, ex-Mormon singles group. If you go to Mormon Spectrum, you might be able to find it. Single Mormons in Transition or Single Mormons in Transition, something like that. Anyway, if you want to message me, you can join a group for singles ex-Mormons. I think that's great. A. Wallace says they'd vote for me for president. Thank you, A. Wallace. Someone gave me a thumbs down in art class with Deanna's mad about the thumbs down. Hey, all of you, give me a thumbs up to outrank the thumbs down. Let's see if we can get it to 150. That would be rad. Kelleran is sending me his or her resume. Awesome. I need help with social media. Bubblegum 293 says, do I know anything about a Native American tribe who had a missing Hebrew ceremony. A family just told me I have no idea about anything about it. They're using it as a way to prove their faith. Bubblegum 293. There was no Hebrew influence in true Native Americans because true Native Americans came to North, Central, and South America through the Bering Strait, through Asia and Europe. And so it's impossible. And there's no proof ever anywhere that there's any Hebrew or Egyptian in Native American lore pre-Columbian. Bryce says, sick hat. Thank you, Bryce. Jay says, I'm a Christian, never been Mormon. Says his guitar teacher from a year ago is a Mormon and always looks stressed out. Yeah, sometimes it's stressful to be Mormon. PB wants me to interview the South Park guys. Okay, you get them lined up. I'll interview them. Thanks, PB. Great suggestions. Lance Clark says, thanks for my work. EK Pennock says, Discord is great. Robert Wells says, BYU, smiley face. Let's see. Lizzie says Philip DeFranco has multiple channels. He has a conversation with channel and a conversation with clips channel. These channels are different from his main channel. Who is Philip DeFranco? Lizzie Woolley, message me on Facebook or email me at mormonstories@gmail.com. Teach me who Philip DeFranco is. I think I've heard of him, maybe even recently, but I don't know who Philip DeFranco is. Is that the short video consulting guy? Let me know. Chris Caswell says Joseph Smith is his third cousin 4 times removed. That's awesome, Chris. Joseph Smith in the genes. I love it. Okay. Karis is making fun of the way we say presentation. She writes presentation. Karis, how do you say presentation? Kelleran says have the short and long videos in the same channel as long as they're the same topic. Okay. Kelleran, send me examples of YouTube channels that do what you're talking about. I would really appreciate it. Zachary is giving me the advantages of separate channels. Mike Bowmeister wants to see some responses to Saints Unscripted. That would be awesome. I'll look into that. David says, I have been considering trying to start an open and honest discussion on Facebook with my mostly Mormon friends about church history and doctrine. What advice do you have? Dumb idea. Dave, it could be a dumb idea depending on what your goal is. Truth is, most Orthodox Mormons are not interested in open, honest discussions. They are members because it works for them emotionally and socially, and it's not about honesty and truth and evidence. So when you get into a conversation with Mormons on your Facebook wall, it usually goes south and you end up talking to your bishop and you lose friends and your family starts getting worried about you and it ends badly. So I don't recommend it, David. But if you just feel the urge to be an activist, then it might be a really good idea. But it's tricky. So be careful. That's what I recommend, David. But maybe you can pull it off. But usually that doesn't go well for people who try. But I empathize with your desire to speak up and educate and speak out. So if you do it, let me know how it goes. Watch the Sam Pinson interview on Mormon Stories podcast from recently. It's an example of how he got excommunicated doing that. Now, he was a former bishop in Ammon, Idaho. So that, I don't know if you're in Ammon, Idaho, David, and I don't know if you're a former bishop, but it's tricky. Giancarlo says, don't give Joe Rogan more attention. I'm going to guess that has to do with his position on trans people. Let me know if that's right, Giancarlos. Giancarlo says, run for Congress, not president. Okay, I'll work on that. Jeremy Christensen. I think I know you, Jeremy, if that's a Jeremy Christensen I know. Jeremy Christensen says I should have more politically or religiously conservative folks who leave the church on my show. Yes, Jeremy, if you want to come on my show, and if you are a political conservative, I'm open to that. Let's do it. I think that's cool. Philip DeFranco, Kara says Philip DeFranco spreads news and current affairs and presentation. Presentation. Thank you, Karis, for. I want to interview you, Karis. Will you message me on Facebook? I want to interview you. Seriously. Email me at mormonstories@gmail.com. Facebook message me. Be relentless until I interview you. You seem cool. You can never have too many people from Wales on Mormon Stories. I want to interview you. Okay? Philip DeFranco spreads news and current affairs, and presentation is the only way I can phonetically spell how Brits say it. Presentation. 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 I don't know how Brits talk. Certainly don't know how the Welsh talk. Okay. Z-Dog MD combines short and long videos in his channel. Z-Dog MD. Z-Dog MD. Thanks, Lizzie. Will someone message that to me on Facebook? That'd be great. Street epistemology is a great way. Okay, so Elisa is saying, and I think this is back for David Bergeson, use street epistemology if you're going to engage your Facebook people in a chat. Okay, I'm about to end this. 130 people still joining us. 129 thumbs up. Can all of you give me a thumbs up? I want to see if I can get to 150 before I end. Any other final questions or comments? Chris Shelton has perfected the short clips in his Critical Clips channel. Thanks, James Wahlberg. I need to check out Chris Shelton's short clips because I love Chris Shelton, and I've had him on Mormon Stories, and he's brilliant. Hey, Jen Fox. Thanks for saying hi. Okay. Rockwell says I need to rebrand my whole shtick. It's beginning to feel like a bunch of old people talking to old people about old people getting stale. Thank you, Rockwell. Message me your ideas. I'll rebrand if it'll move the needle more. All right, everyone, you've been awesome. I've been here an hour and 7 minutes. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for all the suggestions. I'm going to check this out. But mostly I just wanted to see 10 more thumbs up to go. I can get to 150. I just want to see what it'd be like to do a live stream. This was super useful. Time flew by. Thanks for your support. And I'm going to check into this stuff. Kellerin says, keep it real. Thank you. You guys stay in touch. Stay tuned. Email me at mormonstories@gmail.com if you have feedback or questions. If you have suggestions, if you want to come work for me, I need someone really good to come work for me to do my social media stuff. Anyway, you guys take care, everybody. I'm going to end the stream now. And please stay tuned for another episode of Mormon Stories Podcast. You guys are awesome. Take care.